get prepared to receive. Thank you, police band. Thank you very much, police band. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. An applause to welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, as he joins us to celebrate the belated World Teachers' Day. Very much welcome, Your Excellency. His Excellency is accompanied by none other than Mama, the First Lady and Honorable Minister of Education. A louder hand clap for His Excellency and Mama. Right about now, they are being received by the receiving team, which is actually led by Honorable Kaduchu, Honorable Peter Gwang, the Parliamentary Committee on Education, led by the Chair, Dr. Kedres, the PS herself, a representative of the teachers' unions, Honorable Chofa for Kampala, and the Chairperson of the National Council for Sports, who is our host today, as well as the Residence Commissioner, and the chiefs of the services. Thank you very much for warmly receiving His Excellency. And as soon as as the receiving team settles back, let's get to the mood of the anthems. Thank you so much. May we now have the opening prayer led by Reverend Justin Wagaba, the Principal Bishop Stewart Koapiti Simbarara. Reverend.
Sunshine. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you today to celebrate the invaluable work of our teachers all over the world, and particularly in Uganda today, on 19th October 2024. We thank you for their dedication, patience, and unwavering commitment in shaping the minds of our children. We honor and pray for His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for his good leadership and support for education in our nation. We express our gratitude to you, O God, for Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, the Minister of Education and Sports, for her tireless efforts to improve the education system. We also acknowledge and appreciate you, O Lord, for the contributions made by different stakeholders towards the advancement of education in our country. State ministers, permanent secretaries, various departments within the Ministry of Education and Sports, the commissioners, the line ministries, parents and learners, and many others. Dear Lord, please lead and guide them. We also give thanks to you, O God, for the external partners of Uganda's education sector, including non-government organizations and civil society organizations. We pray for them and for their continued collaboration with our government for furtherance of our noble cause. Lord, we also ask for a blessing upon all the teachers. May they be filled with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Grant them the strength, patience, and compassion needed to inspire and guide their learners with diligence and integrity, because this is what is expected of them as workers. This is stated in 2 Timothy 2:15. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, who correctly handles the word of truth. We pray for forgiveness for any shortcomings that may have been committed within the education sector. May we learn from the past and strive to create a more equitable and inclusive learning environment for all. May our teachers be empowered with love, firmness. May they be equipped with necessary resources and support to excel in their roles. May your guidance and protection be upon them always. We pray all this, believing and trusting in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. May we humbly take our seats. Your Excellency, you are very much welcome to the belated celebration of the World Teachers' Day happening here at Lugogo Cricket Oval Ground. Your Excellency, the entire education fraternity is privileged to have you as our fountain of honor. We are delighted that you accepted our invitation, and we acknowledge your unwavering support to the Ministry of Education. We are very, very glad that you gave us Mama to nurture us as the Honorable Minister in charge of education. She has mothered us so well, and we continue to trust that she'll continue to do. We also recognize your dedication to serving all the people of Uganda, and only look forward to having more and more coming from your leadership. Your Excellency, we at this function are blessed with the presence of several dignitaries. Your Excellency, here with you are your honorable ministers, including the Honorable Minister of State for Primary Education, Honorable Kaduchu, the Honorable Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, the Honorable Minister of State for Kampala City Council and Metropolitan Affairs, the Honorable Chofa. Your Excellency, we are also blessed with the presence of heads of diplomatic missions, including His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Republic of Ireland, His Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Belgium, representatives of UNESCO, representatives of UNICEF, and representatives of the UN World Food Programme. Your Excellency, we also do have permanent secretaries representing all the others. We are blessed to have 4 of them, including the Permanent Secretary Minister of Education and Sports, the Permanent Secretary Minister of Public Service, the Permanent Secretary Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, and the Permanent Secretary of the Education Service Commission, and members of the Commission as well. Your Excellency, in terms of time, we may not proceed much with recognitions of all present, but just to assure you that all the critical stakeholders in as far as the education of our children is concerned, all the critical stakeholders in far as supporting our teachers is concerned are here with us. Among the events planned for the day, Your Excellency, is an exhibition of how the education sector is innovating and creating in line with your request of transforming our nation. And about now, we want to showcase samples of exhibitors. We have over 30 of them in the exhibition tent over the other side. But for now, let's have some too, use as minimum time as possible to showcase what they have. Over to our dear exhibitors. I'm expecting Nakawa Vocational Institute to represent, and they're going to showcase an aspect of factory automation. Nakawa, over to you. Your Excellency, the exhibitors have started live screening, and I'm only expecting audio to follow the pictures. Exhibitor, please introduce yourself by name and institution, and go right ahead to explain that innovation.
Yes, I'm Kiza Derek from Nakawa Vocational Training School. And here we are demonstrating factory automation. And what is factory automation? In factories nowadays, you see things running automatically. And you wonder, how do these things run automatically? It has been that for this automation to go on, you have to call people from other countries to do the programming of the factory. But now, it's no longer alien. We can do programming here. So with me, I have a mini factory. I have a programmable logic controller. I have a human-machine interface. You can also call it a touch panel. Where do we see this? We see this in ATM machines. We see this in bank nowadays. They give us tokens of seat numbers. So I'm going to show you how it works. So this mini factory of ours, it does sorting. Here it's sorting by color, but in factory you find that it's sorting by weight, it's sorting by shape. So here ours is sorting by color. And if you are able to see, here is where we put the damaged products, and good products reach the extreme end. Okay. So we can stop it from here, from the screen. So still we have the smart home system, and she's going to take it through.
His Excellence, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good afternoon. Nakawa Vocational Training College has come here to present some of the projects we do. And here I have RAMAS. It's remote monitoring alert system. It's specifically for privacy and security. When you're in a room and you don't want anyone to enter your room, you place it in a corner. It measures motion 5 meters. So when it senses motion, it calls me. You're going to see when it senses motion. Let me turn it like this. You're going to see Ramas calling me. When I pick up, this is Ramas. It calls me when it senses motion. Wherever you are in Kampala, wherever you are in Uganda, it can call you. So when you pick up, you'll be able to hear the surrounding sound or the plans they are trying to make for you. This inspired me because most of the security programs we have in Uganda have alarms. When they have alarms, they chase away the intruders. We do not want to chase away the intruders. We want to help the police catch the intruders. I specifically am in a hostel, and of recent, they happened to intervene my privacy, but this helped me. When she entered my room, it called me. When I picked up, I had whatever they were planning for me, and it records the voices that I can use for evidence to the police. Thank you so much. So that is part of electronics. This is part of the wood department. You can see it's a ladder, but it's more of that. It's a multi-purpose chair. You can see. So this can help you in homes, 2-in-1. Thank you so much, again from Nakawa Vocational Training College.
Thank you very much, Nakawa Vocational Training College, for showcasing innovation and science, and for being in line with His Excellency's call of modernizing our country and improving our manufacturing. May we now have Komboni College give us their exhibition part. And Your Excellency, as Komboni College comes, I want to beg for your indulgence. I skipped the name of the Honorable Minister of State for People with Disabilities in the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. May the Honorable Minister wave to His Excellency. Thank you so much. Komboni College, all the way from Rila, you're on mic.
His distinguished guests in your various capacity, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Michael Kao is my name. I'm a student from Komboni College, Lira, Northern Uganda. And I am here to present the solar concentrator. This is a device that we have made it with aluminum sheet and local metals to make sure that we tap the solar radiations from the sun and focus it at one point that we call the principal focus. The problem that we identified in our community that made us to come up with this project was deforestation. Most of the households in the villages and in different places in the sub-Saharan regions of Africa, we find out that they use firewood and charcoal as the greatest source of fuel energy to cook food in the households. But in other words, we find out that at the end of using these sources, they inhale smoke, and the carbon that comes from charcoal and firewood make our mothers and most to get affected with lung cancer. Not only that, but also carbon emission is being also emitted to the atmosphere. That is in turn bringing us climate change. And this is affecting even Uganda as a country because our backbone is agriculture. And this is the reason why today Komboni College Robotic Club present to Uganda the solar concentrator, a system that uses direct solar radiation to prepare food in the shortest time possible. What we have in the center is what we call the pressure cooker, and we have painted it black to absorb the direct solar radiation that is going to be emitted with the solar concentrator. Therefore, it's going to produce the heat that is enough to cook food in the shortest time possible. And we have been cooking this food for a long time, and the beans is prepared here in only 40 minutes. We can't imagine this, but the system of the solar concentrator can do it better than we can witness. We want to fight deforestation and carbon emission with the solar concentrator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Komboni College, for research and innovation. And indeed, no doubt that Uganda is on the right path.
We also didn't stop at the solar concentrator. We have another project that we are calling it the electric generator. This is a generator that runs by its own without using fuel or any petroleum product to power the machine. We have a little bit of battery beneath the generator. We have a dynamo inside this generator. We have motors, transformers that is making it to work efficiently. When we power the generator, power from the battery runs the dynamo, and the dynamo produces some voltage that runs the motor. Therefore, the motor is producing current that is 14 volts. Why have we installed the transformer? The transformer is to step up the voltage that is produced by the motor inside this generator from 14 volts to 230 voltage of current. And with this 230 volt, we also again step down some percentage of that volt to recharge the battery. Therefore, we don't have to keep on changing the battery as you are using this generator. Now, I want to give the country a brief demonstration of how is our generator working. When I switch this 14 volts that is producing a DC from the motor, I'm going to power it on, and the generator is making a sound, but the sound is not polluting the environment, what we call noise pollution. And then I'm going to plug in this, and I switch the 230 volt that is going to be stepped up by the transformer, and it's an AC that is alternating current, not a direct current. I switch it on, and Ugandans, we are able to see light from our generator. This is also the electric generator by Komboni College. Thank you. And the last project that we are having to present to Mr. President and the Ugandans at large is the automatic dustbin. This is a system that is powered with, this is a system that we use batteries and some few kinds of lights and some computer components to make sure that it works appropriately. This automatic dustbin, we have made it because we have identified problems in our community. First of all, we find out that during the time of Corona, bacterial infection was a pandemic to the whole country and to the whole nation. As a result of this, when you touch a door, when you touch anything with your hands and you don't wash, you contract the virus and you become affected. We as the innovators, we thought that when we are to make an automatic dustbin, we are going to be reducing the bacterial infections in our country as Uganda. And how does this work to make us fight against these infections that we claim as the innovators? When I come 2 meters close to this dustbin, it opens automatically by itself without me touching the lid. So I come 2 meters like this, it opens. And when I have my rubbish in my hand, as we can see, I drop it inside gently, and I leave. After 1 second, the dustbin closes by itself. This blue light sends an SMS to the administrator to show that the rubbish is full in the dustbin. If we are to implement on this project, we are trying to boost the GDP of our country as Uganda, so that we can also become economically stable in the line of technology and other advancements. I say this for God and my country. Thank you.
A round of applause for Komboni College for that very wonderful exhibition. Your Excellency, your efforts are not fruitless. The Minister of Education is there to implement whatever you've planned for this great country. We had planned for 30 exhibitors. They're all existing in that tent, but they have for now been represented by the 2. Your Excellency, we do have on our program a moment of showing you one of our best pupils who is doing so well, not only on the Ugandan context, but at a continental level. And I want to request the team in charge of the presentation by our best pupil, who was awarded by the European Union for her innovation, to lead her to that podium so that she can present to His Excellency and other special guests. Make use of.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, First Lady, distinguished ministers, guests, teachers, students and pupils, all protocol observed. My name is Afri Nasanga Ann, and I'm a filmmaker and musician. I'm the African Union Ambassador for Girls' Education. The song that I'm going to, thank you very much. The song that I'm going to present to you was selected amongst a pool and a competition of songs submitted from the 55 member states. And this one song by your Ugandan girl standing here was selected as a theme song for the African Union campaign to educate girls post-COVID-19. It's an honor to be standing before you today, and I would like to thank Honorable Joyce Kaduchu for this opportunity. I dedicate this song to all the teachers who are making an effort and standing at the front lines to educate our young men and women. I also dedicate this song to the Ugandan girls in this place today. I celebrate you. All right. Mr. DJ. DJ, please play the song.
As we get set, Mapera, kindly come very close to the podium as well.
Thank you very much.
Chisubi Mapera, come close to the podium. Your Excellency, this nation continues to thank you for empowering the women of Uganda and for also empowering the girls.
They say shut your mouth about the things going on in your area, girl. They say you're too dumb to vain to care. They say your heel's too high, your skills too low for you to know. Well, that's just what they say. But who is this African girl? Who is this Ugandan girl? Tell me, who is this African girl? Yeah. Do we know, do we know, do we know? Oh, that it's too much for her to bear. When we say she's too dumb to split her hair. See, I know that she's much more than what she wears. This I know, oh I know, oh yes I know, oh oh. Can't you? I am this African. Yeah. Now you know, now you know, now you know. Let me know, let me know. Empower this time. Empower this new till she knows it, till she knows it. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for our dear African Union Ambassador, Madame Afrik Nasanga. Thank you very much for being a champion for the girl child of Uganda. Your Excellency, we lined up several entertainments for you. We had done a few earlier. We had received a very wonderful presentation from Nachiviwa Blue Primary School, Chitende Senior Secondary School, and Buganda Road Primary School. About now, we want to receive another one coming from one of our private institutions called Mapera, Chisubi Mapera Secondary School. May we receive that poem.
With pride, our voices ring out loud. We chant and cheer, our spirits proud. In jubilation, we raise our cheer. In celebration, our hearts sing clear, honoring the mighty teachers day to day. Chisumi Mapera spoken word sirens, reciting a poem branded kudos to the matters of our land. Teachers of Uganda, guardians of the land, beacons of hope from north to south. Your impact resounds like a heartbeat in the night. From Kampala's hills to villages wide, you nurture leaders, ignite hearts insight. With every lesson, a brighter future unfolds, empowering youth, breaking poverty's molds. Your dedication strong for Uganda's song. Shaping minds, crafting futures bright. Teachers, dedication and devotion, a guiding light. In classrooms, you sow seeds of might. Nurturing dreams, mentoring many. Tending talents, skilling many. Teaching with passion, fostering growth, fostering growth. Dispatching and banishing illiteracy. With every lesson, a heart beats. Beats so strong. Inspiring hope. Writing growth. Through patience and care, you always pave the way. The way for students to realize. Rise and seize a brighter day. Kudos to the matters of our land. Educators empower. Transform and mold. You teach. Guide and inspire. Inspire learners to aspire before they expire. Breaking barriers for young minds to unfold. Critical thinking, creativity and arts. Fostering leaders to take command. Our brighter hearts. Like a bell in a still valley. Teachers' voices echo. A call to the land, motherland Uganda, advocating change, hand in hand for inclusive education, equitable and fair, a better world to live, where all can share. Walimu ni washauri waliotiwa mafuta na Mungu. Your impact resonates far and wide, shaping societies side by side. From poverty to prosperity, you lead education's architects in every deed. Passionate you are, patient as well. You motivate us well, elevating our skills and talents all the way, from high to heights. words. Divine are your deeds. Bold are your hearts. Generous are your hands. Omusomesa yasomesa omusomesa. Bano baloya, ngamba babank, akina engineer, sako nabasawo. Endless list. Kudos to the mentors of our land. Mentoring, guiding with love and bound. You help us find our inner strength profound. Through triumph and strength, you stand as one. Teachers, the unsung heroes, forever one. Tujja tuli mbuzi ku ssomero, nga tunoonya magezi ku ssomero. Ne mutuwa musingi omugumu. Mazima abaali bayiika eminyira. Bakitawe nga mutusangula temweganya omusomesa muzadde. Mutulambise tubanguse tukunjuse. Tetukyali baata. Products of your sweat we are. Ready and steady to take command. Command to our country's sweet future. Your legacy lives on. Nation builders, forever told. Teachers, change makers. Indeed you are. Indeed you are. You bake and take a cake to last. You shape minds that shape the future. Your influence, a ripple effect wide, transforming lives side by side, unfolding every student's story. Stories of triumph and resilience. Of young hearts made bold.
Teachers' smiles now shine brighter still.
Teaching with all the will and zeal. Thanks to Uganda's government's wise will. Salary increments bring financial cheer. Science teachers thrive and live, no longer in fear.
Olubimbi lwammwe lunaatera okutandikwa. Nammwe aba arts. Olubimbi lwammwe lunaatera okutandikwa. In your opportune moment in time.
From bakers to investors, they now stand tall.
Their pockets filled.
Their future secure after all. The economy grows, expands with each new day. As education's expertise finds a better way. We thank you, Minister of Education, dear Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, and His Excellence, the President of Uganda, for recognizing teachers' work and wiping away tears. The curriculum reforms, practical and bright, legendary leaders you are.
Hamwe n'abashomesa batendekera. Hamwe n'amashomero amalungi omu Uganda. Ebiro bya mish bya Uganda n'ebirungi.
Your visionary leadership paves the way for a brighter future, starting today.
Teachers' dedication, now fueled by fair pay.
From survival to prosperity, you now say.
Uganda's future blooms as education takes lead. The nation's gratitude to you we extend. Oh, Sanjay Chilala,
And Sanjay Chilala,
you deserve the credit with all the praise. Wewe peke yako has a vision for this country.
Let teachers' voices be heard loud and clear, valuing their work year after year, for they are the guardians of our faiths, creators of uneducated states, shaping a better world.
Let the bells ring out in joyful peal as we mark this moment with hearts that reveal a sense of pride and a spirit of cheer. For our teachers' role, now crystal clear. Now is the time to love our teachers. Yes, pick up the arms, support our teachers. Yes, teaching for excellence, learning for life. Long live Uganda. Long live mentors of our land. For God and my country.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chisubi Mapera, for that very wonderful presentation to His Excellency. Thank you very much, our staff, teachers, and head teacher. Is the head teacher available? Just wave to us. The head teacher or the teacher in charge, thank you so much for preparing the team so well. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard for yourselves, Chisubi Mapera has enabled us to understand the multiple dimensions of a teacher. Thank you, our dear children, for being smart and intelligent. Thank you very much for the message. Around this time, we want to receive a message from the teachers' unions. Your Excellency, there are 7 teachers' unions, and I'll quickly mention, but they are going to be represented by one speaker. The first one is Uganda National Teachers Union, who are making some noise now. Uganda National Teachers Union. 2 is Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, also making noise. Thank you very much. 3 is Uganda Technical Vocational Teachers Union. Do we have some noise to make? Then we have Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union. Very many in that corner. Then we have Uganda Professional Humanities Teachers Union, making some noise over there. And then we have National Private Schools Teachers Association, NAPSTA. But we also have Walimu Sako, also made up of teachers. We also have many teachers belonging to NOTU and to COFTU as well. Allow me invite the person representing all those unions to give their remarks. And this is none other than the designated representative. May we see the representative get over to the mic? Of course, introduce self and proceed with a summarized presentation. A humble call for a summarized presentation.
Excellency, I'm Tesasra Evans Kaganizo, President General, Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, and I stand here to present the message of the teachers' unions as mentioned, and I wish to request and to encourage Your Excellency that I invite the chairpersons of the teachers' trade unions represented here to accompany me as I give this message on this wonderful day of the World Teachers' Day 2024. I will call upon the chairperson of the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, Brother Elong Vincent, come along. The chairperson, so the chairpersons of the mentioned unions kindly join me as we deliver this wonderful message as we celebrate the World Teachers' Day in Uganda, the 19th of October 2024. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the First Lady and Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Mama Kataha Janet Museveni, the Honorable Cabinet Ministers present, Your Excellency, the Ambassadors, the heads of missions present, Honorable Members of Parliament, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education and Sports, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, and other permanent secretaries present here, Your Excellency. Education development partners, including UNESCO, UNICEF, and other development partners present with us, celebrate here today. Leaders of the teacher trade unions, as mentioned, fellow educators, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we come together to honor and celebrate World Teachers' Day 2024, we do so with utmost admiration, appreciation for the incredible dedication and hard work of the teachers in Uganda. It is with great joy that we extend a heartfelt welcome to Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, along with the esteemed Mama, the First Lady, and Minister of Education and Sports. You are most welcome. Can you give them an applause to really give an applause to His Excellency and Mama for gracing this wonderful day as we celebrate the World Teachers' Day here. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, we thank you for your unwavering support and advocacy for the teachers in Uganda. We have made a significant impact as we truly honored to have you join us today, these celebrations. It's a great honor, Your Excellency. This year's theme of the World Teachers' Day, valuing teacher voices towards a new social contract for education. Resonates deeply with the challenges, aspirations of teachers in Uganda. It calls for a reevaluation of the social contract surrounding education and emphasizes the critical role of teachers in shaping the new paradigm, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the recent improvements in the pay enhancement for the science teachers are commendable. Science teachers, where are you? Science teachers. And we are grateful to the government for taking this positive step. This significant decision has had a profound impact on the science teachers nationwide, serving as evidence of the government's commitment to investing in quality education. We commend Your Excellency for this progressive action. Can you thank Your Excellency? Dear colleagues, science teachers, we need to take note that there shouldn't be any form of stigma on the pay enhancement for the science teachers, because that's the way to go to bring about development in the country. Additionally, I would like to express our deep gratitude to Your Excellency for fulfilling your pledge of Uganda shillings 20 billion towards the national teachers' circles that you pledged during the last World Teachers' Day on the 5th of October, 2023. I don't hear the applause for that pledge. It is already fulfilled. Can we hear the applause, please? This sustainable commitment, Your Excellency, and fulfillment will not only transform the welfare and livelihoods of our teachers across the country, but also provide much-needed financial support and stability. We commend Your Excellency in recognizing the importance of supporting teachers by fulfilling this pledge, which demonstrates a strong commitment to the well-being of teachers in Uganda. Your Excellency, the pressing issues that continue to affect teachers in Uganda need to be acknowledged. Teachers' remuneration, teachers' professional development, and working conditions remain critical areas that require sustained focus and investment. The dedication and commitment of our educators should be met with adequate support, recognition. Your Excellency, the following highlights therefore need government intervention, harmonization and general teachers' welfare. Harmonization for all teachers remains a critical issue to consider. We therefore appeal to government to expedite a comprehensive approach to enhancing salaries for all categories of teachers. Our educators must feel valued and motivated, and this directly impacts the quality of education delivered to the children of this country. Your Excellency, we are cognizant of the government efforts to uplift the salaries of the teachers in the coming 2 financial years. And that one is a very great promise that we must stand and see it fulfilled. It is important to acknowledge the difficulties that most teachers in private schools face regarding their salaries, like delayed payments, meager payment, unstable working conditions, sometimes unfair dismissals by the school owners, Your Excellency. It's therefore imperative for government to step in and establish guidelines or standards for the compensation of teachers in private schools. The government's involvement in this issue is paramount, even though they are privately owned, since these schools educate students from the public, and it is government's duty to ensure the citizens receive quality education, Your Excellency. The private teachers, you need to acknowledge that, it's very important. Professional development for teachers, Your Excellency. Further, professional development opportunities for teachers should be prioritized to ensure that all teachers are equipped with all necessary skills and knowledge to excel in their roles. Investing in continuous training and mentorship programs will benefit the teachers and enhance students' overall learning experience. improved infrastructure, Your Excellency. In addition, Your Excellency, there is need to address the challenges of infrastructure resources available in our education institutions. Adequate facilities and conducive learning environment are fundamental to the success of both teachers and students. We appeal to sustained efforts to improve school infrastructure, such as provision of more classroom space. We recognize that many classrooms have been constructed all over the country, but they are not sufficient, Your Excellency, most especially in rural areas. Staff houses, laboratories, the provision of essential resources, support effective teaching and learning like ICT and traditional laboratory equipment and resources. Professional scheme of service for teachers. Your Excellency, the Ministry of Education and Sports needs to develop outlines of the pathways for teachers' promotion in schools upon acquiring new qualifications and experience. As we had agreed during the last 2023 World Teachers' Day, the process of fulfilling this commitment is undermined by some bureaucracies, leaving teachers in a state of uncertainty. For instance, many of our school institution heads are still enacting capacities despite obtaining necessary qualifications. None of the graduate teachers, Your Excellency, education officers, have been promoted to the principal senior education officer ranks, even after meeting the required qualifications and experiences. Additionally, Your Excellency, teachers who have furthered their education have never been given automatic promotions to higher ranks. As educators, we kindly request, through Your Excellency and your visionary leadership, that the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Public Service puts a framework of promoting teachers even when they are not head teachers or deputy head teachers. That's how we shall ensure quality teaching in our classrooms, Your Excellency. Curriculum reforms, Your Excellency, the introduction of the new lower innovative, competence-based, learner-centered curriculum presents a positive stride towards the development of education in our country. We applaud Mama Janet and the Minister of Education for the proactive step as we continue to advocate this improved reform in education. Your Excellency, on the curriculum, competence-based curriculum, as teachers, we appreciate the interactive approach, but also the productive approach of education that has been introduced. And we urge all our teachers and comrades to ensure that we move up to the standard to ensure that this curriculum development and reform is really realized so that we can have value in our education. Your Excellency, we call upon rolling out this competence-based curriculum to lower levels in the primary section, but also higher levels above secondary, that is in HSC and post-secondary institutions. Through such, Your Excellency, we can have productive education that can answer the development needs of our country. We therefore appeal to the government to introduce new advanced level competence-based curriculum to prevent the creation of an academic vacuum, especially where the current senior 4 candidates will be left without a clear academic pathway as they join the higher level of education, HSC. Your Excellency, the National Teachers Bill. Your Excellency, the limited stakeholder engagement in the current National Teachers Bill is a matter of concern among our teachers and ourselves as trade unions and other education stakeholders. We therefore appeal the government to widely engage all relevant stakeholders, teachers, and other education experts to actively participate in the development and review of such an important bill, Your Excellency. Our input as teachers, especially in our different organizations and trade unions in Uganda, is invaluable in ensuring that the bill addresses the real needs and challenges that face teachers in Uganda, but also aimed at making education more admirable for us to move forward towards a middle-income status country. We pray that there will be efforts to broaden the engagement and incorporate diverse perspectives in formulating this crucial legislation so that no interests are left out or undermined, Your Excellency. Request to designate the World Teachers' Day a public holiday, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, as we celebrate World Teachers' Day 2024, I would like to respectfully request you, Your Excellency, considering designating World Teachers' Day a public holiday in Uganda. I don't know what teachers say. What do you say, teachers? This gesture, Your Excellency, will not only honor the invaluable contributions of teachers to our society, but also serve as a testament to the nation's commitment supporting and recognizing the pivotal role of educators in shaping our future. Recognizing this day, Your Excellency, as a public holiday would provide an opportunity for the entire nation to express gratitude and appreciation for the tireless efforts of our teachers, Your Excellency. Finally, Your Excellency, as we celebrate our teachers' invaluable contribution, let us reiterate our commitment of a supportive and empowering environment for the teachers across the country. Together, we can work towards a new social contract for education that truly values and uplifts teachers' voices. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your visionary leadership and unwavering support for the education sector in Uganda. Can you applaud Your Excellency on that? We look forward to continued collaboration and progress in addressing teachers' needs and advancing the quality of education in our country. Happy World Teachers' Day, our dear colleagues, the teachers, Your Excellency, for our collective efforts to lead to the brighter future for God and my country. Voluntarism and solidarity. Evans Kaganizo Mutesasara, President General, Uganda Liberal Teachers Union. We thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Evans, for representing all the unions. Thank you very much, our dear teachers, for the message that was so clearly brought out. Thank you, team. That was an insightful address. Your Excellency, we would now like to hear from our technical leader at the Ministry of Education and Sports, who is none other than the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Kedres Turiagenda. Join me to welcome Dr. Kedres to address us.
Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, the Ambassadors, and all our development partners, the Permanent Secretaries who have come to be with us today, the members and representatives of the Teachers Union and the entire teacher fraternity that has brought us here, the staff of the Ministry of Education and Sports and other local governments, the invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports and on my own behalf, I take this singular opportunity and honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this year's national celebrations of the World Teachers' Day. I would like to extend my very special appreciation to His Excellency, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, our First Lady and Minister of Education, for always making it to come to celebrate with us, the teachers. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My sincere appreciation also goes to our ministers and all the ministers of government, especially those in the program of human capacity development with whom we are working very closely, the ministers of state, the members of parliament, and all our esteemed guests for finding time today to come and celebrate with us, the teachers. I also would like to acknowledge the efforts of our development partners and the technical staff of the Ministry of Education and Sports, whose collaboration and dedication made this event so vibrant and memorable. In a special way, Your Excellency, I would like to congratulate all teachers of this country and to appreciate your dedicated and selfless efforts to serve the young and the future nations of this country. I want to appreciate you. Your Excellency, I'm speaking both as the PS but also as a teacher for life. I was called to be a teacher, I've served as a teacher, and I would die as a teacher. So I'm going to use us. Our role as teachers, Your Excellency, is invariable. First of all, we are in a profession that is normally aligned with the Lord Jesus Christ. In fact, in the New Testament, he is called teacher 60 times. And so we teachers are part of that profession. We, together with parents, are the only categories of society that God entrusts with every child that is born. Your Excellency, every child who is born a whole human being, but he has a lot of things that need to be developed. And God has chosen the parents and the teachers to enable this child to grow in every way, in mind, in body, in soul, in personality, in character, in values. All these have been given to the two categories, the parents and the teachers. So as we serve in this nation teachers, let us remember that we have a God-given assignment to ensure that every child that comes to our schools receives holistic and quality education and becomes a useful adult, able to develop himself, his family, his community, and our great nation, the part of Africa. Teachers, oye! Teachers, oye! Your Excellency, I want to assure you that these teachers, I hold them with very high esteem. I have no doubt that with their renewed commitment, as they have just said here, they will do their best, especially after this celebration, to enable our nation realize our vision of transformation from peasantry to modern and prosperous Uganda. Prosperity and transformation are done by people who have been helped to develop the appropriate competencies, values, attitudes, and a patriotic spirit for their country. And so I'm empowering you teachers that we go back and do this. It's our cardinal duty. As the songs, the young people, and the poem they have said, this day is a very important day in the whole world. It is normally celebrated on 5th, but I'm glad that we were able to celebrate it now, and I know that it's not by mistake. It's important that we had it today. Your Excellency, Mama, and the members present here today, the theme for this year is valuing teacher voices towards a new social contract for education. Valuing teachers' voices. Your Excellency and Mama, ladies and gentlemen, education is the cornerstone of government policy in fighting against poverty and is essential for national development. And this is very clear, Your Excellency and Mama and all you present, as it is highlighted in the pillars of our National Vision 2040, but also in the Global Sustainable Development Goal 4. The government of Uganda strongly believes that every child matters and every child can achieve their maximum potential when they access holistic quality education. And this requires quality and dedicated teachers. One key initiative that government has put in place, Mama and Your Excellency, is the lower secondary curriculum. I'm glad to hear the teachers' representative acknowledging that it's a curriculum we needed yesterday. As a ministry, we want to thank our government, headed by His Excellency the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for always making every effort to address teacher issues. And I was glad to hear that teachers themselves acknowledging this. As I conclude, Mama, once again, I would like to thank Your Excellency and Mama for gracing this occasion and for your presence and for the wise leadership you are offering to the sector, the Ministry of Education and Sports. I also would like to appreciate the work of the committee that organized this function, which was led by Ms. Francis Atima, the Director of Education Standards, and all our partners who stood with us to ensure that this day becomes as exciting as it is now. Allow me to thank you all for coming and to wish you a great day. You are here because you were taught. You are here because of a teacher. And so join us to celebrate the World Teachers' Day. May God bless you for God and my country.
Thank you so much, our dear Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education and Sports. Your Excellency and Mama, we now want to hear from our education development partners. And we want to get a statement from UNESCO, which is going to be managed by the Senior Education Specialist, UNESCO, coming all the way from the regional office in Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to request all of us to be mindful of the change in weather that is almost about to happen, so we speed up whatever we are doing for now. Clever's Origin, get set. Over to you, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Minister of Education and Sports and First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, Cabinet Ministers, heads of diplomatic missions here present, members of Parliament, head of civil service, permanent secretaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good afternoon. My name is Mamadou Lamine So. I'm the head of the UNESCO East Africa Education Program. I'm here to deliver a joint message from Ms. Audrey Azoulay. She's the Director General of UNESCO, Mr. Gilbert Humbo, the Director General of the International Labour Organization, and Ms. Catherine Roussel, Executive Director of UNICEF, and also Mr. David Edwards, the General Secretary, Education International, on the occasion of the World Teachers' Day. Education systems are at a crossroads, facing unprecedented challenges that threaten the future of learning and teaching worldwide, including a dearth of qualified teachers, deteriorating working conditions, and a lack of trust in the profession. The first UNESCO and Teacher Task Force Global Report on Teachers clearly states that the teaching profession is in crisis with declining recognition, which exacerbates shortages and an overall loss of appeal of teaching as a profession. These challenges are compounded by low pay, excessive workloads, reduced autonomy, and inadequate resources, driving talented individuals away from the profession and putting the quality and accessibility of education at risk for millions of students. In response to these challenges, it is essential to elevate the voices of teachers in decision-making processes. Teachers are reflective practitioners and intellectuals whose knowledge, experience, and professional insights are key to educational successes. Recognizing and respecting their role as professionals is vital to restoring their social standing and improving the quality of education worldwide in line with Sustainable Development Goal 4. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, by acknowledging teachers as creative intellectuals and innovative professionals within a new social contract for education, we can protect their labor rights and harness their insight to shape effective educational practices. Prioritizing teachers' voices in education policy decision fosters a collaborative approach, empowering them to contribute as agents of societal change and community development. Teachers have a critical role in promoting participatory democracy and fostering a culture of dialogue and engagement within schools, which is crucial for shaping democratic citizens of the future. The scale and global nature of the challenges facing the teaching profession require a unified and coordinated response. UNESCO, ILO, UNICEF, and Education International stand together in a commitment to ensuring that teachers are at the heart of this response. In line with the recommendation of the United Nations Secretary General's high-level panel on teaching profession, we stress the importance of international cooperation to ensure teachers are granted the professional respect, autonomy, and resources they deserve. As we move forward, we call on governments and the international community to take decisive action to ensure that teachers are not only heard, but also central to shaping the future of education. By empowering teachers to fulfill their roles as transformative intellectuals and community leaders, we can build resilient and equitable education systems that serve the public good and uplift the communities in which they work. Together, we can create a new social contract for education that truly values and empowers the voices of those who are essential to its success. Thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, UNESCO. Thank you, Mr. Mamado, for that very insightful address. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into a very short entertainment coming in from one of our schools, Clever's Origin Primary School. The floor is yours. Clever's Origin.
Okay, let's go. Put your hands together, put your hands together. For the teachers. Clever's Origin. Okay. I said a 1, a 2, a 3, let's go.
People are very busy working day and night. Technology is advancing time after time. Development and progress, our future is bright. Success and enjoyment, earning every day. We need to recognize the mother to the professions. A teacher discovers and makes everybody. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Teachers walk. We celebrate. Let's celebrate. Teachers walk. Because they are teachers. The nation is. The nation is. Because the teachers are. Because they are teachers. The nation is. The nation is. Because the teachers are.
The career coaches, role models, lecturers and instructors, destiny builders, mentors, great are the teachers.
The career coaches, role models, lecturers and instructors, destiny builders, mentors, great are the teachers. The career coaches, role models, lecturers and instructors, destiny builders, mentors, great are the teachers. And teachers so important, not just all professions. A future maker, a future baker, the best guide to all. Lawyers and pilots, politicians and doctors, very essential, very vital, significant is the teacher. Does remarkable work, strategic and effective, a path founder, a future maker, great is the teacher. Let's celebrate the teacher's work. We celebrate the teacher's work. Because they are teachers, the nation is. The nation is. Because the teachers are. Because they are teachers, the nation is. The nation is. Because the teachers are.
Mwalimu somesa mwalimu.
Teacher.
Mwalimu somesa somesa.
Teacher.
Mwalimu somesa mwalimu.
Teacher.
Mwalimu somesa somesa.
Let's value the teacher's voice for success. Yeah. Never forget teachers in your life. Yeah.
The career coaches, role models, lecturers and instructors, destiny builders, mentors, great are the teachers.
Let's go.
The career coaches, role models, lecturers and instructors, destiny builders, mentors, great are the teachers.
Let's go.
Celebrate.
Let's celebrate.
The teachers
The
walk.
teachers walk.
We celebrate.
Yes.
The teachers walk.
Because
they are
they
teachers.
are.
The nation
The
is.
nation is.
The nation is.
They
Because
are.
the teachers are. Because they are
They
teachers.
are.
The nation
The
is.
nation is.
The nation is. Because the teachers are.
A round of applause for our dear teachers.
Thank you so much. Clever Origin, thank you so much. Thank you, teachers, for organizing them. We would really see future engineers and doctors and performing artists. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we now want to get into a ceremony of recognition of teachers, and this bit is going to be led by none other than the CEO Vision Group, Mr. Don Wanyama. I kindly request that you take charge of that session, mindful of the fact that the heavens are about to give way. If you can check, so that we can expedite the remaining business. Thank you, Clever's Origin. Greetings to the teachers. Over to you, Mr. Don.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Museveni, the ministers present, Ambassador Kevin Colgan, Ambassador of Ireland to Uganda, our distinguished teachers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, allow me on behalf of the Vision Group to first of all congratulate you on your 80th birthday that you celebrated last month. As Vision Group, we're privileged to be the lead media partner on those celebrations, and we appreciate it. Your Excellency and Mama, Vision Group has in a humble way heavily invested in the improvement of education in Uganda. New Vision was the first media house in Uganda to have dedicated space and airtime for education issues. We were the first media house to publish learning materials on the competence-based curriculum approved by NCDC and the Ministry of Education and Sports. Over the past 2 years, we have dedicated up to 11 pages weekly in the New Vision newspaper in a bid to democratize access to these quality learning materials by as many learners as possible. In terms of space, Your Excellency, this translates into a weekly investment of 104 million shillings, or 5.4 billion shillings annually as our contribution to this. Your Excellency, we have also gone into book publishing, and I want to use this opportunity to thank the government through the Ministry of Education and Sports that gave us the first orders for these books. Your Excellency, we do recognize that teachers are a very important cog in the wheel of education. The policy interventions like UPE and USE brought with them lots of opportunities where millions of learners have had access to education. However, with them have also come challenges in terms of large classes and inadequate instructional and learning materials in view of the limited resources considering the competing national interests. The challenges therefore required a lot of innovation on the side of teachers to be able to deliver on the curriculum. It was against this background, Your Excellency, that the New Vision launched what we call Teachers Making a Difference project in 2008. And the spirit of this was to recognize those teachers who on their own initiative have gone beyond the call of duty to mobilize communities to support education or innovatively use their limited resources to deliver quality education. About teachers making a difference, Your Excellency, the nomination is a very transparent process by the public. It starts by the New Vision putting out a call for nominations across all our platforms. The public then sends in their nominations via email, WhatsApp, and all the other platforms. But just for clarity, the nominees must be Ugandan professional teachers or tutors in a school in Uganda teaching either at primary, secondary, or a non-degree awarding technical vocational institute. They must also have demonstrated commitment and innovation to all or at least 3 of the following: innovating using limited resources to deliver quality education, mobilizing their communities to take their children to school, including child mothers who are the most vulnerable, promotion of life skills education, and also promotion of co-curricular activities. Of course, they should also be people of impeccable integrity and have gone beyond their call of duty to deliver on the curriculum or support education. When we get these nominations, Your Excellency and Mama, New Vision then dispatches a team of journalists to verify this information about the nominees by talking to the community leaders, the parents, teachers associations, the school management committees, DEOs, DIS, and everyone else in the education sector. A total of 60 nominees that meet the above criteria are then profiled by the New Vision newspaper. And it is from these 60 that a jury of 5 eminent personalities selects the best 12 for recognition. Your Excellency, since the project launch, we have, like I've indicated, annually recognized 12 teachers, and that means since inception, we have recognized over 160 teachers and who have been rewarded for their commitment to the profession. When we began this, the New Vision single-handedly implemented the project, and we recognized the winners in a small in-house ceremony. However, in the year 2017, the Embassy of Ireland and Travel Care, a tour and travel management company, came on board to support us. And since those two partners came on board, Your Excellency and Mama, I want to let you know that we've been able to give the teachers what we consider to be reasonable prizes, but also the project took on an international profile where we are able every year to send 6 of the most outstanding teachers for a professional development program in Ireland. And I really want to thank the Irish Embassy and Travel Care for this support. Your Excellency, I want, in a special way, to express our gratitude to Mama, who last year joined us at the New Vision when we were recognizing the best teachers. And like I've indicated, the top 6 out of 12 are able to travel to Ireland. When Mama came to the New Vision last year, she offered to sponsor the other 6 who had not qualified for travel. And Mama, I want to report that the group that you supported returned this morning from Ireland. I think they are here, they can stand up. That is the team that you supported, Mama. They came back this morning from Ireland. Your Excellency and Mama, I therefore have the honor to present to you the 12 teachers who are deemed deserving of recognition by an independent jury of eminent educationists. I want to say that this year we received over 1,300 nominations. So these are 12 out of over 1,300. They're a deserving lot. At this point, allow me ask, if you'll allow, the Honorable Joyce Moruku Kaduchi to come and just hand over a certificate to the first batch of winners I'm going to recognize. I also want to indicate that the winners, all the 12 winners, will receive a cash prize of 2 million shillings each. We also are giving them, in terms of support in kind, out of their own choice. The items you see displayed here, each of them is worth 2.5 million. So the teachers have made a request and we have purchased the items for them. So the cash prize is for the individual teachers, while these equipments will go to their schools. And like I've said, out of the 12, the top 6, besides this, will be traveling to Ireland for a professional development course. In position 12, ladies and gentlemen, in Teachers Making a Difference 2024, is Miss Margaret Kajumba. She's a teacher at St. Adolph Primary School in Bunyangabu district, and she's representing Western Uganda. Please, the certificate, the honorable ministers are here, they will hand over to you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Gwang and Honorable Joyce. Maybe you move slightly ahead here so that the photographers can. Thank you. In position 11, Teachers Making a Difference 2024 is Miss Joyce Kia. She's the head teacher of Ogur SS in Lira district. We have shared a small bios, the citation for why these teachers were recognized, but for Joyce, it is mainly about her ability to build partnerships that have improved the infrastructure in her school and increased enrollment. Congratulations, Joyce. So besides the 2 million shillings, she'll also get a desktop computer and a printer for her school. In position 10 is Sister Maxientia Babirie, the head teacher of St. John Bosco Katende Primary School in Impiji. Sister Babirie, please come and get your certificate. In position 9, for Sister Babirie, she's recognized she was able to mobilize 150 million from the community that was used to renovate the school, and has increased enrollment. In position 9 is Miss Monica Akelo. She's a classroom teacher at Laro Adra Primary School in Gulu District. In position 8 is Italina Logwe, who is the head teacher of Naitakwawe Primary School in Moroto District. And he's done a lot of work to get teenage mothers back into school. We appreciate the effort. In position 7 is Miss Beatrice Katami Wochaya, who is the head teacher of Naumali Boarding Primary School in Mbale District. This way. At this point also allow me, okay, I see the ambassador is already here, Ambassador Kevin Colgan, to be able to hand over the certificates to the following winners. In position 6 is Baraba Ainomgisha, who is the head teacher of Nyakabingo Primary School in Kisoro District. He was recognized for using uniform as a catalyst for improving performance. In position 5 is Ratib Abasi Atiku, who is the head teacher for Aringa SS in Yumbe District, West Nile. So besides the 2 million, he has asked that his school is given CCTV cameras, and we've bought them for the school. In position 4 is Kate Navagalana Subuga, the head teacher of St. Paul's Kitovu Mixed Primary School in Masaka District. Your Excellency and Mama, I have the honor of announcing the top 3 teachers for Teachers Making a Difference 2024. In position 3 is Safia Maua. Safia is a classroom teacher at Kasimeri Primary School in Moroto District. The sum of it is that she has emphasized the use of co-curricular activities to actually boost academic performance, and her school in the last 12 years has received 27 accolades. In position 2, 2024 Teachers Making a Difference is Mr. John Wabwire. Mr. Wabwire is the head teacher of St. Mary's SS Kapisa in Butaleja District. Your Excellency and Mama, Mr. Wabwire is recognized when the schools reopened after COVID-19 pandemic. A total of 254 female learners in his school did not come back to school. And when he investigated, he found out most of them were either pregnant or had gone into marriage. He then set up a 10-person committee to try and convince these teenage girls to return to school. And as we report today, 243 of the 254 returned to school. And finally, the overall winner of Teachers Making a Difference 2024 is Mr. Moses Echweru. Mr. Moses Echweru is the head teacher of Nawet Primary School in Nabilatuk from Karamoja district. If I'll just quickly run through his citation. When he was appointed head teacher in 2019, he faced a daunting challenge. The enrollment was just 99 pupils and only 34 were attending daily. Through his innovative strategies, including offering uniforms, scholastic materials, and even boarding facilities to protect girls from early marriages, he successfully mobilized the community and significantly increased enrollment to 927 pupils, with a daily attendance of 780. He also established agricultural clubs and has promoted co-curricular activities. He's cultivated a holistic education experience that empowers students with survival skills and fosters community engagement. He has even introduced irrigation techniques in the school in what is actually very local land, and the school has become food reliant. Congratulations. Your Excellency and Mama, these are the winners of Teachers Making a Difference 2024. Like I indicated, the top 6. It looks like Mzee has graciously accepted to take a photo with the winners, so please, protocol, you can guide. We appreciate your acceptance to take a photo with the teachers. Thank you. Can I have
And we warmly congratulate all the teachers who have made it to that level. A big applause to Karamoja region. I can see they have more in the numbers. We look forward to hearing districts like Kalangala, Bukoma Nsimbi, Buikwe, Buhweju, and the like also joining in that category of the winners. We thank you so much, our dear teachers, for making it. We pray that you continue to exhibit the same love for education as you've been doing. And we pray that you also motivate many other teachers to actually be like you. If all schools had such wonderful teachers, then who will ever fail to succeed in this world? Thank you, Your Excellency, for accepting that moment to join our teachers as they celebrate that win. The Ministry of Education and Sports is a very prayerful ministry, and I know every time we wake up, we request God for good weather, and we leave it in His hands to provide any type of weather. But we can see the heavens slowly giving way, and I just want to hope that God will still be on our side to let us continue up to the end of this function. And we are closely getting to the end of the function. Okay, let's remember that the 6 are actually going to Ireland. I don't know when. Echweru, Wabwire, Safia, Nabagala, Ratib, and Baraba. Thank you so much, Mr. Don, for that moment. Thank you very much, Vision Group, for that support. Thank you very much, Ireland, for the continuous love for education in Uganda. About this time, let me take the honor to invite His Excellency, the Ambassador of Ireland in Uganda, to make his remarks.
Your Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, Honourable Minister of Education and Sports and First Lady, other ministers and state ministers present, permanent secretaries and your technical teams here present, development partners, UN representatives, civil society organization, the honourable teachers who are our heroes today, children, media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. I'm always grateful when I come to a teacher's event. The teachers always reply to you and say good morning to you. It's like walking into a classroom. Your Excellency, I'm delighted to join you and all the participants here today to honour and celebrate the contributions of teachers here in Uganda, and indeed across the globe. I'm especially honored to greet the teachers who today will be awarded for their excellence for the 2024 Teacher Making a Difference program. I'm very proud to be part of today's events and to commemorate World Teachers' Day under the theme of valuing teachers' voices towards a new social contract for education. World Teachers' Day is a significant day in our calendar and ensures that we take time to reflect on the value and importance of teachers in our communities and their role in development and the transformation of our country every day. This occasion is also a fantastic opportunity to bring teachers together and to recognize and award excellent performance and remarkable achievements despite challenging contexts. As someone who has the privilege to have had the support and guidance from excellent teachers, I feel a strong gratitude for their vocation and their work. Firstly, I applaud Your Excellency for your leadership in giving priority to education and skilling in this country. This leadership is clearly evident in the various initiatives, policy frameworks and strategies that have been introduced to strengthen the education sector in recent years. Your Excellency, and thank you for the umbrella, Your Excellency, I would like to thank the Minister of Education and her technical team for championing the teacher incentive framework and for the national teacher policy, all of which are now operational. These important policy reforms will go a long way to strengthening the contribution of teachers, and we hope to continue to inspire them to maintain high professional standards. In my time in education, in my time in Uganda, I have heard so many positive stories about the valuable work of the Irish in the teaching profession that have inspired so many young students who today are making a significant contribution to Uganda. This year, Ireland and Uganda celebrate 30 years of diplomatic relations and 20 years of support to Karamoja. The Embassy of Ireland in Kampala continues to pursue its mission strategy targeting sustainable development and inclusive growth. As a central element of this strategy, the Embassy provides over 24 billion shillings per year to support education and skilling partnerships in Uganda, mainly through our partners in UNICEF, the World Food Programme, AVSI, Straight Talk, and the New Vision, who brought us here today. Partnering with the New Vision and Travel Care since 2017, Ireland is proud to support the annual Teacher Making a Difference Awards. This initiative offers a platform to select teachers who inspire and go the extra mile to make a difference in their community. Since 2017, Ireland, through this initiative, has facilitated many teachers to undertake learning visits to Ireland. These visits by teachers have promoted quality education through peer learning and engagement between Ugandan teachers and Irish teachers and our Department of Education, with a focus on best practice in Ireland's education system. These visits also provide an opportunity for strong institutional linkage and technical exchange on teacher training and development. Wherever the Ugandan teachers travel to Ireland, they become true ambassadors of your country, inspiring those they meet. This year we were delighted for the first time that the First Lady and Minister of Education also supported the learning visit of 6 teachers. And as a result, last week, the combined winners of 2022 and 2023 cohort, led by Ministry Senior Official Dr. Jane, completed a learning visit in Ireland and have just returned this morning. Your ambassadors to Ireland are back, and it's great to see them all here. We appreciate and look forward to continue to award Ugandan teachers for excellence, working closely with the Ministry of Education and Sport. Ireland is committed to building further on our long-term partnership with the Ugandan government, a partnership that brings us together for the common good. And in this regard, I hope that together we can ensure that more teachers are supported to meet today and tomorrow's challenges with a growing demand for quality education in Uganda. Our noble teachers, we recognize and applaud and congratulate and encourage your striving for excellence. The country's transformation depends on your goodwill. Bravo to teachers and happy Teachers' Day.
Thank you so much, our dear Ambassador of Ireland in Uganda, and thank you for the commitment to
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Mama, the First Lady, and Minister of Education and Sports, the honorable ministers who are present here, honorable members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors, all the development partners, our permanent secretary, and all the staffs of the Ministry of Education and Sports, the leadership and members of UNATO and all the unions, teachers' unions, all invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I stand here to perform two functions. One, with your permission, I wish quickly to introduce colleague ministers and members of Parliament present here. Thereafter, make 2 points and invite Mama to deliver her statement, and after that, invite you, our chief guest. Your Excellency, we've got Honorable Peter Gwang, the Minister of State for Education and Sports in charge of sports. He is right here with us. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Chofa Kabuye, the Minister of State for Kampala City. He's here with us, thank you. We have, Your Excellency, Honorable Asamo Helen, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development in charge of Disability Affairs. Your Excellency, we also have the Chairperson Education Committee of Parliament, Honorable James, is here with us. We also have Honorable Biakatunda Abdul, the Member of Parliament for Workers. Your Excellency, permit me to convey apology from Honorable Jesse Moingo, the Minister of State for Higher Education. He is on official duty. Your Excellency, today is a special day. It's a special day for all of us to take stock of the achievement of our dear teachers. It's also a day to show our gratitude and appreciation to our wonderful teachers. The teachers who have guided us, inspired us, mentored us, coached us, and helped us to grow into better citizens of this country. And this is because the nation is, because we are. Your Excellency, I want to thank you publicly for the big heart, the passion, and the investment you've put in the education sector. Your Excellency, you are the brain behind the universal primary education and the universal secondary education, with the agenda of leaving no child behind. Your Excellency, this universal strategy has registered significant achievement. Seen in the number of enrollment, we've seen the national literacy level in the country going up from 43 to 76%. And this strategy has registered a lot of significant achievement. Your Excellency, as we celebrate the teachers today, we want to say thank you for standing always with the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a very big applause for His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. Thank you. Point number 2, Your Excellency, the Bible tells us a wise man builds his house on a rocky foundation. Permit me to thank Mama Janet, the Minister of Education and Sports. Mama has built the Ministry of Education on a solid, firm foundation based on the principles of integrity, the principles of transparency, accountability, with no tolerance to corruption, and commitment to work. Mama, your leadership and the strategic guidance in the sector has made it possible for us to perform as a family. The fruits are seen from the learners, from what they have just demonstrated. Mama, we can never say thank you enough for the extraordinary dedication and the mentoring you have provided to all of us. Mama, thank you. Let's give a big clap for Mama. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Lastly, Your Excellency, I wish on behalf of the education fraternity to thank the organizing committee under the leadership of Madame Etima Francis, all the union, the 6 unions who are here, and UNATO, all our partners. We thank you so much for the solidarity. We congratulate all the teachers in Uganda, and we appreciate your noble work. You have the teachers. Know that we love you and we cherish your work. But remember, the doors of Mama Janet, the Minister of Education and Sports, will always remain open. Her doors will be open for any consultation, any engagement, and any information you will wish to get. I want to thank you for listening. The nation is because we are. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome our mother, the mother of the nation, as she addresses the country, and invite our chief guest, the president, to address the country. Mama, you are always welcome. Let's put our hands together to welcome Mama Janet. Thank you for God and my country.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Kaduchu. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, honorable ministers present here today, honorable members of Parliament, heads of diplomatic missions, a chairperson and members of the Education Service Commission, permanent secretaries, leaders from KCCA and local governments, our education development partners, the teachers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all. I want to thank the Almighty God for this day that we gather here together to celebrate in recognition of the God-given responsibility that teachers all around the world exercise in raising and nurturing humanity through education. And in a special way, I want to thank the President for being available for the education and sports sector whenever we have called on him, despite his busy schedule. Your unwavering commitment to selfless service of our homeland is truly inspiring, and we deeply appreciate your continued support for the teachers' fraternity. 30 years ago, on the 5th of October 1994, when the inaugural World Teachers' Day was commemorated, the context within which the teaching profession was being practiced has very much changed compared to what we see today. This change has been orchestrated by socio-economic knowledge, information, technology, and demographic changes that necessitate a rethink of not only how the profession should be practiced, but also who should practice that profession. In an era that continues to press increasing demands on the teacher, some have opted to exit the practicing of this profession. On the other hand, some teachers have chosen to adapt to the dynamic context of the profession. But on a day such as this, we recognize the contribution by both past and present teachers with this hope that a new generation of teachers is also rising to carry on with a noble cause. As is obvious to all of us, the current generation of teachers is neither the first nor the last we shall have as a country. There are those who have gone before you, whose voices from the ages past still ring as loud today. Those voices of the past teachers still ring as loud today because of the indelible mark they left on our lives when we were learners. They touched our parents or guardians, and we witnessed some teachers whose contribution has transcended the school community to touching an entire nation and nations. Therefore, in keeping with this year's World Teachers' Day, a theme that says valuing teachers' voices towards a new social contract for education, unquote, the voice of the teacher has immense influence that transcends the life of the learner and one's classroom environment. Such transcendency only happens when the teacher carries himself or herself with noble value he or she expects others to perceive him or her. A teacher's social contract is unlike that of many other professions. In fact, the unwritten expectations as part of the social contract of the teachers is what most in the community will use always to decide whether they should value this teacher's voice or not. One wonders why, in his past, the teacher who used to earn less compared with today's value of money was even less qualified in terms of academic qualifications, yet was held in high regard by society at the time. Part of the answer lies in the extent to which the teacher of old used to live to the expectations of the society in which one worked or lived, starting with school itself. As I said earlier, though the context within which the teacher conducts his or her calling has kept on evolving, the basic expectations society has of a teacher remains unchanged. Expectations like teacher presence before the learners, a role model in conduct or behavior, and the protector of one's learners are some of the virtues that we all hold dear to when we think of the exemplary teacher. Therefore, an area that the teachers' voices need to inquire further about has to do with what can the teacher do to regain and retain the high regard society has of this profession. And such introspection can only start with the current generation of teachers. As much as policymakers can do what is possible within their means to improve the outward form of teaching profession, there are issues of the heart of the teacher that only the teacher knows and can address. For example, when the teacher is not available to his or her learners, is fundamentally a heart issue. There are teachers who are absent from the school, and those who are present in the school but absent from the classroom. Yet they are being duly paid by their employer. Well now, if you are absent, you know it yourself. And you also know that you are absent but still picking your pay at the end of the month. This is a heart issue that only the inner voice, the conscience of the teacher can correct. In the meantime, everyone around you, starting with your own family and the learners, know that you ought to be in the classroom teaching, but you are not there. To such people, the voice of the teacher will not have the same valuable influence because a social contract, what is expected of the teacher, has been violated. And even when you stand before them to talk, they'll be asking questions because they see a contradiction between what they expect their teacher to be in terms of conduct and what is before their own eyes. This is a day when we do not want to talk about mistakes or issues such as those I'm addressing. But I think it's only right and true to talk about this when we have an opportunity of a gathering like this of teachers and those who serve them. So please allow me to touch on these weaknesses that we have amongst our teachers. An area that the times we live in require the voice of the teacher is to become the role model of values and morals in society. Nowadays, there is a lot that is considered relative and subjective, and the young hearts and minds of our generation are the target of such forces. During school time, the learner spends 3/4 of his day in school, as you all know. This means that the adult interacting with this child most of the time, in the absence of the parent or the guardian, is that child's teacher. By implication, the child is looking up to the teacher as one would to a parent, because that's the parent that is present in that time. So if the learner is in school, the teacher's voice is the parent's voice that the learner has around. Therefore, part of the social contract that is precious in the sight of the Almighty God that has called you to this noble profession is that you become like a parent to the learners that have been entrusted to you. This kind of expectation that the learner and parent have of the teacher as part of the social contract will not be found written in your employment letter or the laws and regulations governing the teaching profession. But we know that the teachers of the old times, whose voices have transcended their active service in the profession, have achieved such acclaim because they role modeled parents to their learners. It is with this lens that society weighs the teacher they see today against the teacher they used to know. Therefore, it is within the power of the current generation of teachers to restore the high regard society had of the teacher as it ought to be. The unwritten social contract that society has with the teachers cannot be satisfied by mere policy interventions, such as improving teachers' welfare and compensation. The unwritten expectation society has of the teacher can only be fulfilled when the teacher responds to his or her inner voice of conscience that compels us to choose between right and wrong, good and evil, light and darkness. And as the government has demonstrated, the pay for its teachers shall be improved in a phased manner as resources become more available. And we all look forward to a time when all teachers are paid competitively in spite of what they studied and their level of qualifications. But we all have witnessed the fact that money or pay alone does not make someone make the right or correct choices in life at one's place of work. For example, it is a fact that teachers employed by government are paid better and regularly compared with their counterparts in the private sector. However, this better pay and regularity has not led to zero teacher absenteeism in public schools or institutions. On the other hand, the teacher in the private sector who is paid less and sometimes irregularly shows up diligently at his or her place of work. What compares this teacher who is paid less to show up more diligently for duty compared with the one who is paid better? That question everyone should answer in their hearts. I want to think, though, that it is not just about the vigilance or the supervision in the private sector, but the degree to which this teacher in the private school treasures the job they have. You see, what you treasure, you will commit yourself to. Of course, as a government, we shall do our part in formulating the necessary policies and enabling laws to have quality teaching and practice of the profession. In this regard, many of you are aware of the National Teacher Policy approved by the Cabinet in 2019, and subsequent to this policy is the National Teacher Bill 2024 that is now in Parliament for consideration before enactment into law. I encourage all teachers now to make their voices heard by contributing to the shaping of an enabling law that will regulate this noble profession of teaching. It is in your best interest to have safeguards in place for your profession to ensure that the right persons join it, that the profession is practiced in accordance with the expected standards, that those who go astray are also corrected appropriately, but also have provision to let go those who disregard what the profession really stands for. As I said earlier, the context in which the teaching profession is practiced has changed rapidly over the last 30 years. And there is enough evidence to show that this rate of change is not going to slow down any sooner. Therefore, as your voices air out your perspectives, I urge you to look to where we are and where we're going as a country. Do not get stuck in the past or present. You should ask yourself the question, what kind of country do I want to see? And what sort of teacher can help design that future we would like to see? Sometimes human nature holds us back from dreaming big because we only use the eyes of the past and present situation to judge what the future shall be. Our voices, and indeed that of teachers, have words, and words have creative power, for either good or bad. King Solomon wrote in the biblical book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, saying, in quotes, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit, unquote. Let teachers use their voices to bring positive, creative, and innovative energy into the teaching profession. But I must say that when you cannot envision the kind of country you want to see or your great-grandchildren to live in, you may not rightly speak into the kind of teaching profession you desire to make the education system catalyze the transformation journey to that envisioned future for our homeland. Therefore, as teachers, let your voices be used to speak beyond gratification of the self or the present, but the future, and have the peace of mind and heart that perhaps you may not even be alive to enjoy the beautiful future you have helped create through your own voice. The beauty in the education system in those countries that we so admire, and some of you will do anything to live in such countries, were envisioned and were designed by the forefathers of those countries, who never got to enjoy the beautiful future they envisioned. But their offsprings and their descendants have brought to life that distant future their forefathers envisioned for their countries. And much as the teaching profession is a noble one, I want to remind you that the nation cannot be transformed by teachers alone. It takes more than one profession to transform a nation. Each profession, small or big, playing its part. This calls for humility and patience in the work teachers do and speak for. Such humility is exemplified in Apostle Paul's first letter to the church at Corinth in chapter 12, verses 14 to 22, where he says, in quotes, "For in fact, the body is not one member, but many. If the foot should say, because I'm not a hand, I'm not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear should say, because I'm not an eye, I'm not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where would be the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where would be the smelling? But now God has set the members, each one of them, in the body just as he pleased. And if they were all one member, where would the body be? But now indeed there are many members, yet one body. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of you. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. No, much rather, those members of the body which seems to be weaker are all necessary. I say this because there continues to be agitation about the delay in raising the pay for all teachers vis-à-vis some categories of public servants. Trust me, this government is committed to improve the welfare of all employees, but the resources constraint does not allow everyone to be brought on board at the same time. Certainly, when your turn comes for all teachers, it will be an amount that is meaningful as opposed to the agitation of that everyone should get a piece of the little that is available. If that were to be the case, the little that you would get would be meaningless to all of you, and then you would all be in the same situation that we are trying to lift out everyone, but one at a time. In conclusion, I have no doubt in my mind that the government is committed to fulfilling its part of the social contract with the teacher. Likewise, when each teacher resolves in their heart to listen to that inner voice, to fulfill one's part of the social contract for education, we shall witness a turnaround in the quality of our teaching and learning in this country. It is then, and only then, that the teacher's voice shall the kind that transcends the current times and seasons, the classroom and the school community, to touching the entire nation, to the glory of God. Now, I do not want to end without thanking God for making Ireland a blessing to Uganda. The successive Irish ambassadors to Uganda have all truly walked with us on this journey of uplifting the teaching profession. For example, since 2016, more than 200 Ugandan teachers who demonstrate outstanding performance have been taken to Ireland to benchmark practices in outstanding schools and institutions. And we do know that once that these teachers have returned to Uganda, they have continued to excel in their job and place of work. Ambassador Kevin Corrigan and your predecessor, Ambassador William Carroll, thank you for being used of God to not only wish us well, but also support our teachers to have the opportunity to learn from their fellow professionals in Ireland. And I want you to convey our appreciation to the teachers who have been willing to come from Ireland, who came from Ireland many years ago and were willing to come to Uganda and work in our schools and institutions for a long time. Please know that we value and we honor your dedication and the sacrifices that were made. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all our esteemed guests and everyone who has joined us in celebrating this year's World Teachers' Day. It is now my singular honor and pleasure to invite the President to address you, and I thank you, and God bless you all.
Sit down, please. The Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, all the other ministers, the Permanent Secretary, Their Excellencies, the ambassadors, the leaders of the teachers' unions, and all the teachers who are here today, and the children who are here. First of all, I congratulate all the teachers on this World Teachers' Day. Mukurikeyo. Secondly, I congratulate the 12 teachers who excelled and got prizes. In our Luganda language, we say, adingana mawolu agajamo mukto. That if you keep eating cold food, you will be satisfied eventually. Therefore, I will use this occasion to repeat the message of the NRM on the issue of education. I always try to tell you that whatever one plans, you must plan it for the context in which it is. You other Ugandans, the Banyankole say, okumtoguri eshojunkwitegwa, which means that the hairstyle depends on the the hairstyle depends on the shape of the head. If you have got a big head, the hairstyle will also be similarly affected. Therefore, our plans depend on the history and the capacity of Uganda. I've told you a number of times that by independence, there was a small island of a modern economy surrounded by a sea of underdevelopment. That small island, by 1962, was being described as the island of the 3 C's and the 3 T's. You are teachers, you should know all this. The 3 C's were cotton, coffee, and copper, and the 3 T's were tobacco, tourism, and tea. By 1962, recently they gave me figures, only 9% of the homesteads were in the money economy, which means that 91% were outside the money economy. Now, in 1970, 71, Idi Amin came in and destroyed the small island of the money economy. Out of the 3 C's, only coffee kept limping on. The others collapsed, copper and cotton. Then out of the 3 T's, only tobacco survived. The other 2 collapsed, tourism and tea. So therefore, by 1986, when the NRM came into power, the small modern economy had collapsed. And we had now to deal with the challenges that presented. And we have handled it in phases. Phase 1 was what we called minimum economic recovery, which meant bring back the small island of the money economy and deal with the problems of shortages of what they were calling essential commodities, of sugar, of tea, of soap, and so on. And magendo, and what they were calling Echibanda. Magendo was smuggling. Echibanda was foreign currency black market. And Oksamra was speculation. That one was achieved. Phase 1, bring back the small island of the money economy. Secondly, expand it. And you have been seeing what has been happening. If you take coffee, we moved from 2 million bags. We are now at 9 million bags of coffee being exported. And the other production lines. Number 3, diversify the money economy. Don't only depend on the 3 C's and the 3 T's, add other products. That's how products like beef, like milk, like cocoa, like maize, like cassava, all those products, which were not known to be cash products, are now cash products. Diversification. Now, phase 4, add value. Because the other problem, the other time was also whatever was being produced was mainly being exported as raw material. And that one has the problem of making us get less money and exporting jobs. The shirt I'm putting on is 100% made in Uganda. And if you analyze this shirt here, you will see 6 levels of jobs. People are always talking about jobs, but they never bother to find out where the jobs come from. Level 1 of this shirt is to grow the cotton. When you grow the cotton, you create jobs for some people, and you earn money. Level 2 is to gin the cotton. There are a number of ginneries where you remove the seeds from the cotton. Level 3 is to make yarn, to make thread out of the pamba. That means if you export cotton 1 kilo, after you have removed the seeds, you may get $1 per kilo. But if you make yarn, the value goes up. And you also create jobs for the people who work in the spinning factory to make the yarn. Level 4, weave the cotton. You weave it into a cloth, into a jora, into a fabric. That means you add more value, but you also create more jobs. Level 4, print colors into the fabric. More value, more jobs. Finally, level 6, tailor the fabric into a garment. Auctioneer. By this time, the kilo from which we got $1 is able now to bring you $14 or $15. So this is another battle we have been engaged in, adding value to our raw materials. And that is phase 4. Phase 5 is to introduce a new economy based on knowledge. You have seen your people making vehicles, making automobiles, vaccines, assembling and trying to make computers, going into the pharmaceutical industry. That's now a new level of industrialization. Now, when we are doing all this, we need money for supporting the economy, for building infrastructure, and also for supporting social services, which include health, education, and so on. And this is where we get now another point which I would like you to appreciate. When the other small economy of the colonial times, even before it collapsed, the education we went through was elite education. Education for a few. Very few people. You can go and check how many children were in the primary schools by 1962. Very few. You can check how many children were in the primary schools, how many pupils were in the secondary schools. Very few. So the education at that time was for a smaller number of people, for a few people. But when we came in, we could not accept the idea of elite education. We had to insist on the mass education. That's what the previous speakers were talking about, what Mama was talking about, and what Honorable Kaduchu was talking about. So you have got multiple tasks. First of all, you are trying to make the economy recover from collapse. Secondly, you are trying to make the economy, the other phases I have told you about, to expand and so on. At the same time, you have got this big task of not just dealing with a small number of learners, but dealing with the large number of learners. If we are dealing with a smaller group of learners, we would have few teachers to teach them. And they could be paid very well, the few teachers, to teach a few. But what would be the impact on the country? You have heard what Honorable Kaduchu told you, that because of the mass education, in spite of all the problems we have, the literacy rate has gone from 43% to 76% now. So now, our Muganda Wagambira abari baseka. You remember the Rugero? Abari baseka bajje bandabe. Those who are laughing at our strategy. Now you see, literacy has gone up. So now, when you have this problem of dealing with the recovery of the economy, at the same time dealing with the bigger mass education, mass vaccination, because for everything we do is mass. We try to cover everybody. Mass vaccination, mass education, security for all, to bring peace in the whole country. All this needs money. So what do? This is where now bad planners bring the idea of Banyankole call it okumemerera. I think Baganda call it okumamira. My people told me that in Luo, it is called poro. Sprinkling small. That strategy we don't accept. When we were in the bush fighting, we had a lot of problems, including hunger. We didn't have enough food. If you don't have enough food, what do? If you democratically starve everybody, what will happen when the enemy comes to attack you? That's why I would say, the little food which is there, give more to the people who are on duty today, the ones who are guarding the camp, so that for them they stay awake, because when you are hungry, you doze. So even when we are sleeping because of hunger, at least somebody is awake. But some people are saying, no, feneka tuebake, what for to fail. That one I cannot accept. This is really, this is suicidal. This fellow who is guarding the camp now is not the most important in the society. He may be a small person, but he's the one guarding the camp. Let him stay awake. When you are hungry, you are dozing most of the time. Let's sleep, but when the enemy comes, this one who is alert will wake us up, and we shall survive. And then, that's where the other proverb comes in. Kamukamugwechi, 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 akwate mpora korachi, bugubugusichi, byonna mubizeemu. So therefore, I would really encourage, because if you see the economy is growing, like for instance, when we put more money in 2006, we put more money on the roads and put more money on electricity. Now we have got surplus electricity. With the Karuma, with the Simba, now we have got surplus electricity. It came because we put more money from 2006. You remember 2005, those who are old enough, remember we had a problem of load shedding. When some parts of the country would be off without electricity, then you wait for hours. Now there is surplus electricity in the whole country because we said yes, we have got many needs, but in order for the economy to grow, we need electricity and some communication. There are other important, like water. If you see the budget of water in 2006 and after, it was quite small compared to what we put in electricity and put in on the roads. Not because we didn't know that water is important, but if you can't do all, what do you do? Why not start with something that will help you to get to a higher level? Because electricity will mean more factories, more businesses, and that means more taxes and so on. This is the context I want you to understand. Of course, Mama told you other aspects. Like, for instance, the teachers in the private schools are getting less money, but they work more. That one is a challenge. So therefore, our intention is very clear. The economy is growing. You can see the economy is growing quite fast. You have seen inflation is low. Our target is to pay all the public servants well, but also increase the numbers of the public servants. when we closed the schools, the number of the children who were sent home were 15 million children. Now, if you take the teacher pupil ratio of 50 per teacher, that means we need 300,000 teachers for 15 million children. In our time, it was one teacher to 40 pupils. So you can see we need more teachers. But now we are not able to hire them. But where we are going as the economy is growing, and if we all act together instead of empaka, instead of arguments and then struggles, because when I put my foot down and I said we should start with the scientists, I'm a person of social science. I'm a literature man. I can quote for you Shakespeare here, if you want. But we had a problem in Soroti. Soroti, we have got a very good flying school there. Soroti Flying School. Now, some of our people are trying to bring this democratic suffering, that we should all democratically suffer. But in Soroti, you had the administrators, the human resource, the personnel, the secretaries, the what. But in Soroti, what we needed were pilots. Yes, we needed some administrators, but without pilots, there's no meaning to a flying academy. We needed pilots and aircraft engineers. Now, in the private sector, a pilot on a jet engine is earning 25 million shillings. So, if you don't pay them that, they will not come to Soroti. And the academy will close. So, when we told no, but when we checked, the general manager, who is a man of Greek or Latin, he studied literature like me, he wants to get more money than the pilots, and you don't have the money. So we told the Soroti people, please, here we need pilots. They may be smaller people in terms of rank, but they are the ones we need. So we started paying the pilots what they should be getting in the private sector, in the aircraft company, in the airlines. And the academy now is big business, attracting students from many parts of Africa. So this is what we are talking about. What do you do? What we need now, in the case of Soroti, what we cannot do without, the human resource person can resign and go, and we get another one. The personnel person can resign, but the pilot instructor, if he's not there, there's no academy. So what do we do now? So really, my young comrades, this is the issue. We don't have to waste time on this. It is clear we have, some of us have been involved in all this for a very long time. When we were fighting, that's what we did. We had many needs. You need clothes. You need medicine. You need shelter. But when we were fighting, what we needed most was a rifle and the bullets. How about clothes? Don't worry. If you get them, put them on. If you don't, even a naked person can shoot you. So, this is the strategy of Oksosowaza. Oksosowaza. To prioritize in order in the context of scarcity. So I thank you, the teachers. We shall examine the issue of the holiday for the Teachers' Day. Although we already have many holidays, because in Uganda Saturday is a holiday, Sunday is a holiday. The Muslims are saying that Friday should also be a holiday. So we shall end up being on holiday the whole week. Now, if you add all the other holidays, you go and total up the holidays in a year. Next time we meet as Teachers' Day, I will bring you the figures. How many, out of the 365 days, how many holidays are there? And how many days of working? Just go and study it. I will report back when to your people. I want to thank Ireland, the country of Ireland. They are very good friends. They always help sincerely. I thank them so much. And as Mama was saying, the Irish teachers are always doing a great job. Sister Kefas is the one who educated our girls at Namagunga. Then you have got Dr. Dagan. Dr. Dagan was very active in Zambia. We really appreciate convey our thanks to the Irish people. They are good friends. And the ambassadors are also very active and friendly people. With these few words, I congratulate you again, and I wish you good luck. Tumwera likirira mpola mpola ekola ki? Mpola mpola ekola ki? Akwate mpola akola ki? Waliwo abatakiriza Katonda abayambe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we beg for your indulgence. There is a moment of signing a dummy check for the pledge you gave to the Teachers' Circle, which you've honored. And so this is the moment when the following group of people should come closer to His Excellency to witness the signing. May I call upon all the honorable ministers present to join that witness ceremony. Honorable Minister of State for Primary Education, Honorable Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Minister of State for People with Disabilities, Honorable Minister of State for Kampala. May I also request that the Permanent Secretary Minister of Education joins that team, as well as the Chairperson of the Education Committee of Parliament. And finally, the representatives of the unions, the following chairpersons of the unions should also step forward. Elong Vincent, Mugaiga Aaron, Mutesa Sira Evans, Erima Jackson, Alun Susan, Mwamula Juma. So the moment now is witnessing the signing of the dummy check from His Excellency the President in fulfillment of the pledge of 20 billion shillings towards the Teachers' Circles. A louder hand clap for His Excellency for that offer as we get into that session. We are guided that after His Excellency and Mama have signed, the rest of us may sign later. So this is the moment when His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, is appending his signature on a dummy check to confirm the offer of 20 billion Uganda shillings towards support of the teachers' circle. A louder hand clap for that very wonderful offer. Mama is also taking up the pen to append her signature as well. Another hand clap for Mama. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this offer. We are very hopeful that it's going to drive the teachers' circles to greater limits. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank the New Vision so much for ensuring that the ceremony goes across the board on all their platforms, including their TV as well as the papers. We would now like to have, I can see His Excellency allowing another photo moment for the members of Cabinet and the rest of the team that went to witness that ceremony. Right after that, I'll request the band to just be on the alert, our Caltech Academy band, so that after you, then police band will take us to the other two anthems. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now be upstanding for the anthems. So we get to the anthems. May I request Caltech Academy to lead us in the teacher's anthem. Then police band will take us through the East African and the national anthem. And the rest of the activities will continue as we witness the departure of our chief guest. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, we continue to thank you so much for having accepted our invitation. We look forward. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Caltech Academy and Uganda Police, for leading us to that moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the departure of our chief guest, but a number of activities continue to happen. The exhibition is still on. We really request that whoever has time gets to the tent. There are 30 exhibitors there. There was an entertainment item that was skipped. We just want to apologize to those who were meant to have it. It was about the weather that had changed and the idea of catching up with the time. We want to continue thanking all of us for committing our time to this day and committing all the resources. We want to continue thanking the teachers for gracing their occasion in big numbers. We thank the teachers' unions for organizing them. We thank the district leaders of Wachiso and Kampala for mobilizing. The DOs, thank you so much. We thank our very able leaders at the Ministry of Education and Sports for supporting us to see that this event is concluded well. We thank our so many partners in all aspects. Thank you so much. We thank security for ensuring our function is safe and secure. We also thank all the different service providers in your different capacities. Thank you very much. We look forward to celebrating another World Teachers' Day come the year of our Lord, 2025. My name is Semakula Henry. I am a Principal Education Officer in the Department of University Education and Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports. Wishing all of us a nice weekend. Thank you.